Welcome to the Jan Podcast, Season 1, Episode 38. Final episode of the year, by the way. I will be coming back after Christmas, which I'm going to take a break, and I will do my show on the 1st of the new year. And it will be Season 2. Awesome. We'll see if anything's different. Not much. Pretty much just going to talk about whatever I want, just like I always do. I am your host, Jan, obviously. Hi, Chupa. And Chupa's here too. Big surprise. All right. So, I usually have a peeve that I start with. And I do have a peeve. Can you believe that? I know, shocker. But the real shock is it's not a car peeve or a traffic peeve. So, yeah. My peeve is when you keep seeing commercials for these movies, right? And you're like, man, that movie looks amazing. It looks really good. I can't wait to see it. And you finally go see it after seeing 30 goddamn commercials. You finally go to see it only to realize that the commercial was the best part of the movie. That all the good parts of the movie were in the commercial, and the movie itself was slow, boring, and not at all what you were hoping for. Those are so disappointing. That's partially why I don't go to the movies anymore. I wait and see how they are later, and I'm like, yeah, I'll take my chances later. How about that? Yeah, I don't do movie theater. But yeah, that it just kind of sucks because you see it and you're thinking to yourself, "Wow, what a great movie. This is going to be really funny or really cool." And then it just doesn't pan out. It's funny. I guess it's good editing, right? For the commercial. Excellent editing. They're just like, "Well, there's only like 5 good parts of this movie. I might as well stitch them together." There you go. See, I could be an editor. No problem. No problem. Oh man. But yeah, speaking of Chupa, where the hell did she go? I'm a little concerned. Chupa, the other day, I heard her. I can't remember what I was doing. I was at my desk doing something, and I heard her yelp, right? And I knew she was fucking with the cat, right? Caboodle. She was fucking with Caboodle, and Caboodle, I figured, had enough and just went whack and fucking whacked her, and that's why she screamed, right? So I was like, oh god, and I'm like, get what you deserve, being the sensitive mother that I am. And yes, I'm drinking, and it's cactus cooler, not mug root beer. I like to mix it up. So Chupa's like, it hadn't been maybe like 5, 10 minutes later. I went and sat down on the couch, and Chupa jumped up on my lap, and I went to pet her. And when I got down to her hip, I felt something like her hair felt funny. And when I went to like kind of touch it, she yelped and took off. And I was like, wait a minute, because when she took off, whatever it was brushed my finger. I could feel there was something there. It was more than just hair, right? So I thought, oh, what the hell? So I made her come back, and then I reach over there and fought her and pulled out Caboodle's nail, like the entire fucking claw. Like she shed her whole claw onto her butt. She nailed her good, man. That fucker was in there deep. By the time I pulled it out, it was like a fish hook. I was like, "Holy crap. No wonder you screamed." But I mean, that's what you get, right? You chase the cat around, you're gonna get what you get, and she's gonna learn. She'll learn the hard way, and Caboodle will turn around and beat her ass. But Caboodle will also play with her. But as soon as, little shithead puppy goes too far, and they always do, they're gonna get beat down. That's just how it goes. Part of life's rich circle. Speaking of life's rich circle, she has this little ball pin that I got her. Okay, it's just like a little flexible ball pin, and I have like little balls inside of it, and she can dive in it. And I'll throw her toys in, and she jumps in. But I noticed the last couple of days she hadn't been getting into it, and I'm like, what the heck? So I had ordered this little electronic ball, and I had thrown it into the ball pin. So I was going to go try to find it, but it was about the same size as the balls in the pin. So it was going to take a little searching to find it. And it was very similar looking. So I'm digging through and I'm pulling the balls up and looking, and I'm trying to feel for weight, right? I pull through and I pull up a freaking turd. A turd in the ball pin. I'm like, what the fuck? And you could tell like she took a crap and it stuck to her butt, and when she got in, it followed her right in. It's like, okay. It was horrifying. Yeah, so the ball pin got dumped, sterilized, every ball got fucking wiped down. I was so grossed out. I just sat there cussing and cleaning, and gagging. God, I had to wash my hands like 40 fucking times. I couldn't take it. Fucking puppies, man. I'm telling you, you never know. You never fucking know. Hey, I guess it better in the ball pin than on my carpet, right? I guess better in the ball pin. But still, not that explains why she wasn't getting into it, little asshole. But yeah, that's over. All clean, ready to go again. She's jumping in probably as we speak. Yeah, I was thinking the other day, I don't know who does like the school pictures and stuff, but I remember picture day was always like a really big day in school, grade school, high school, junior high, whatever. It was always a big day. And sometimes you were prepared for it and sometimes you were not prepared for it. Usually mom had us dialed in and we had something we wore and we went that day. But later on, as she started working a little more, it was kind of left up to us to make sure that we did the right thing, and of course we didn't. Of course not. You know, we were like a stupid soccer shirt to the fucking picture. Yeah. So, but it was funny because Sally was infamous for blinking in pictures, right? She's infamous for it. Like we'd go to Olin Mills and we'd have the family shot, and it would always be her cute little smile and eyes closed every time. It's like, damn it, Sally, damn it. She's like, I'm sorry. It's so funny. But she had like her little infamous picture from grade school was when you're at that stage where you're missing a tooth in the front, and you got one tooth that's in and it's pretty big and you're missing the other one. So you already feel funky. And then she had her little sweater. It was just buttoned just at the top and it was open everywhere else. And that missing tooth, so cute. It's like her little infamous sweater picture. Yeah. My junior high one, let's see, I think it was 7th grade. Um, I had like greasy ass hair that was like just melted down to my head, and I had a soccer shirt on. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Great choice, Jan. Great choice. Fuck. I'm real. Yes, when left to my own, you shouldn't have left me to my own. That's kind of how that goes. And anyone that knows me knows better than to give me any amount of time to wander or have on my own. It's true. I won't try to lie. Well, I can't try, but I also wanted to talk about a few other things because I was playing with something the other day and then I realized the things that we played with when we were younger. Like, of course, when I was younger, I'm talking about the 70s and 80s. I was in grade school in the 70s, and in the 80s, I was in high school. So, I mean, I'm Gen X, right? So, in grade school, we had little school actually. We had like rockets that we could fire. Every year we'd have like a day where we could fire rockets. And you'd go out and you get these little kits. I think one it's like Estes model rockets. And they had like the balsa wood fins. And it was just like a cardboard tube. It was like a hard cardboard tube. And then you'd put it on like your little landing firing thing, and then you would have like CO2, a CO2 cartridge, and it would fire off the CO2 and go way up into the air. And then if you had a cool one, it would separate. The capsule would separate, and then it would come down with a parachute. It was pretty cool. Back then, that was pretty awesome, and we were doing that all the time. We had other ones too. I mean, but that was one that was like school sanctioned. We did that at school. You would not see that now, of course. We would never be allowed to have CO2 cartridges. Some stupid kid would be trying to snip it or something. Um, but yeah, we also had, and you call those pop rockets. That's what we used to call them because they just pop gone. But they also had, well, they had water rockets. I don't know if you guys remember those, the water rockets. They were built with the plastic, but they held water, and then you put like a seltzer into it, and it would fucking create the bubbles and would take off. Those were pretty fun. Any kind of a rocket is gonna be fun to a kid. It's like, yeah, yeah. But I mean, even back then we had like a racing derby where we'd get like the balsa wood because the balsa is so easy to carve on. And of course, we carved our own cars with knives. Yes, we would carve our cars out. I know because I used my pocket knife to carve mine. You carve them out into a little race car or whatever kind of car you wanted. You had to have the little space for the CO2 to fit in, the little container. I think it was like three, three, 3 ounces CO2. I can't remember, but the CO2 would go in the back, and you would have to have a lead that came from the car to a line that ran down the track. It's usually like about a 50-foot track around there. because they'll take off. They can go pretty fucking fast. I mean, if you're not careful, it'll just launch off and hit some fucking kid in the eye or something. But well, back then they wouldn't have cared. But yeah, but yeah, we used to use those. Those were pretty fun. Those were pretty fun. It's just, it's stuff that we used to do back then that the kids today will never get to experience, and it kind of sucks because those kind of things made us who we are today, and those kind of little events, you know, help help curious minds. It was pretty cool. I mean, from that point on, I ended up taking, wood shop, metal shop, graphic arts, anything I could. I was like a sponge. I wanted that. I want to learn everything. I want to know how to do a fair amount of everything. I'm greedy. Ask my nieces, they'll tell you. Yeah, so that was a lot of fun in school, and that is like a super solid happy memory of those times playing with the Rockets, because I know Dad had a lot to do with the Rockets with me, because you obviously needed an adult supervision, and Dad was really cool at that shit. He knew everything about everything. My dad could fix anything, anytime, anywhere. That was just my dad. But yeah, so what else was I going to talk about? There was one other thing. Okay, so I looked in my engine. I think it was yesterday. I went to check my water, my radiator water. And when I lifted up my engine, I noticed on top of like the right part, well, I have a hybrid, so my engine's probably a little different than yours, but there's like a plateau piece. It had a fair amount of dust on it. And you could see like little footprints. Like there was a fucking mouse or a rat or something in my damn car. I was like not happy to find that. Not on my bingo card. Mouse and engine, rat and engine, not on my bingo card. I looked to see if they chewed anything, and there was nothing chewed. I mean, there's really not that much wiring exposed that they could get to. But yeah, so it was just concerning to me. I'm like, what the fuck? That's the first time I've seen anything like that in my car. Not. We did have a forklift though that sat for too long at one of our sites. They weren't using it, and the rats ate all the wiring harness. That must have been a tasty meal. Yeah, Jiminy Christmas. I wanted to talk about my grandma, Nana. My grandma was a lot of fun, and we'd go over there and we'd do things that we wouldn't do at our house. Like we'd go there, and she liked to listen to the horse races. And we didn't get to do that at home. We didn't listen to horse races at home. So we'd sit there and, bet horses. We'd have our little bets on what horse was going to win, and we'd listen to the horse races or watch it on TV. We played poker keno. She would make like French toast. And for some reason, of course, it's grandma, so or Nana actually. It was the best toast in the world, right? The best French toast on the planet was Nana's French toast. Oh, and by the way, if you made fun of me when I was younger because we called her Nana, you probably got your ass kicked. Just saying. Just saying. But yeah, she loved well like Frank Sinatra. Oh my god, old blue eyes. She was a Frank Sinatra fan. But she also loved polka music, okay? And I'm sure there's plenty of you out there that don't know what the fuck polka music is, or you've heard of it but you don't know what it is. But there was one song in particular that it stood out to me even to this day. I remember it, and I'm gonna play a little piece of it, and I probably don't have permission to, but I'm gonna do it anyways. And I know when my sister hears this, she's gonna be like, "Oh my god, I remember that damn song." But I just want you to listen to the words because fucking hilarious. Polka songs were actually pretty funny shit. All right, they were pretty funny. Hang on, I'm gonna fix my camera. There we go. They were pretty funny. So let's see if I can cue this fucker up here. Um, there we go. She's too missing the tune. Oh, I don't want her. You can have her. She's too fat for me. She's too fat for me. She's too fat for me. I don't want her. You can have her. She's too fat for me. She's too fat. She's too fat. She's too fat for me. I get dizzy. I get numbo when I'm dancing with my jumbo. I don't want her, you can have her. She's too fat for me. She's too fat for me. She's too fat for me. I don't want her, you can have her. She's too fat for me. She's too fat. She's too fat. She's too fat for me. Could you fucking imagine? a song like that coming out right now. Fuck no. People will be losing their shit. Talking about how she's too fat for him. Oh my god. And then calling her Jumbo. I mean, fuck, man. That song, it stood out to me. I mean, I remember dancing in the living room with my nana to it, and I'd just laugh and laugh. And that is kind of what makes us Gen X, okay? It makes us like a little harder than others because that's the kind of stuff we heard. Maybe we were the last generation to hear that, but it's still pretty funny. Sorry if I offended. That's 1947. The Hits Archive, Too Fat Polka by Arthur Godfrey. Pretty cool. But yeah, I remember that from being a wee child. I was probably, gosh, maybe we lived in the first house still, so I had to be under 12. I was probably 9, 8, 9. It's awesome. Go Nana. I'll try to think of more polka songs, but that was one in particular that stood out still to this day. Still to this day. All right, well, I'm going to wrap it up. I hope you guys have a great holiday. Yeah, I won't see you till the new year. Enjoy. If you're around your family, enjoy. If you decide to have holiday without people around, enjoy. Hopefully the new year holds some promise for us, and I'm gonna try to be optimistic about it. I got other projects I'm working on too, and I got some other stuff I want to do with my life here, and hopefully we'll meet around the corner. Meh. Don't forget to adopt, don't shop, spay and neuter. Love your animal. Don't get a fucking animal if you don't intend to keep it forever and take care of it. Peace out. Meh.